Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices and stocks for the 9th of February. So with the NASDAQ here, I just want to go over a couple of possibilities for this. So first of all, we can look at wave 4 being here and having a 5-wave structure up here for wave 1 and back for wave 2 over here. We can also look at this as wave 4 here, as we have done before, as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4. So there's a couple of different ways we can look at wave 1s and 2s in this space here. So that's one thing. Another thing is that at the top here we're looking for 5 waves up. It seems that we've got a little bit more than 5 waves here, but a slightly different count coming up here than to the S&P, which I'll explain. But with this top area here, in a nutshell, we have 5 waves there, so the market could fall back at this point and so on, but we're thinking because of where stocks are at the moment, we would see more of a 5-wave structure moving into this space here. So as always, we just go step by step with this. And yeah, let's go and have a look. So our main focus is really just in this space here for this. It does seem that the 13,000 has been tested now as the support, and when I say that, it's because it's taken out the high here. That helps it sort of move on from that testing, so to speak. So we have this little move up here. I can count it slightly different than the S&P, so just to repeat that, and we'll pull that apart. So let's just start to move in through the intraday here. So yes, we looked at the now in each different time frame that we look at, I normally have different opportunities to move into markets, such as drawing a line through here and taking the top of this B wave out here. What that does is that tells us that this move down through here is an A and a B and a C wave here. So once it takes that high out there, it confirms that that's the B wave there. So obviously, you know, you can move in at that point, but we have trades on earlier, smaller degree of structures that have gotten us in, I think, lower into this space here. So there's different entries that you could have been in. Now, the thing is here is that this market counts quite nicely to 5 waves to this point here, and then back for wave 2 here. The SP 500, however, that counts nicely to having 5 waves on this high here. So that would be basically 1 and 2 in here, and then wave 3, 4, and 5 here. So two slightly different counts, but that's okay, and we'll stay with that. So if that was wave 2 here, for example, then this move up here would be a smaller wave 1, and it can come back into and test the 13,500 and move up from there. If the S&P one was correct, then the market could pull down to the 61.8 and then move up from that point. We wouldn't turn bearish now unless the 13,000 became the retested resistance. And yes, I know that's a long way away, and we'll be able to probably call that much earlier, depending on the structure that we see come down. But also too, on an intraday basis here, this looks like I can count 5 nice 5 waves up here as well, but this looks corrective in here, so that can also just push higher, so we need to have a look at that as well. So we'll be pulling these apart on the 1-hour chart here. That's and we'll look at this. I've got this as wave 1 up through here and back for wave 2 here. As I mentioned, it just counts better as 5 waves up to this point, but the S&P is different. And then I've just gone to wave 1 here and coming back for wave 2 here, and we've got a nice little 5-wave structure up into this space. We don't really need this here, but I'm just going to put that in there for the time being, so I just know where it is. Also too, with this one, we can look at that. That 13,000 is really the support for this. So you may be able to see that too. We've got 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We'll take a closer look at that in a moment. But that could call in this wave 1 here, and coming back for wave 2 in this area. So if you see that the 13,500 becomes the retested resistance, then we'll be looking for a larger ABC pattern down into this space here somewhere before moving off. And what else is in here? We'll go to the 15-minute chart. I think that's okay there. So this is the wave 4 area here. We can start to see now how I've counted this to the upside. We can look at this on the tick chart as well, but 1 and 2 here, and well, 3, 4 and 5 here. We'll need to see that on the tick chart. It's a bit hard to see from that point. Yeah, and this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here, that's all pretty good at that point. This, we'll need to go to the tick chart, I think, just to pull this apart a bit further. So yeah, I just want to follow this up here. So from this, because it's different from the S&P, we should take a closer look at it. So this little move up here as wave 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3, nice sideways movement for 4 here, and a little 5 wave move up here for 3 and 4 here. And that way I can just assume that this is wave 5 here, but I would have looked at it, I'm sure. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, so that's okay. And then this one here is pretty clear as well as 1 and 2 here. Wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then going up for wave 5. A little bit dodgy in 1 and 2 and 3. Yeah, a little bit dodgy there. That's why, I mean, the thing that I can see here, you see this little move here, that's in 3 waves. That's in 5 waves. That's in 3 waves. So that's telling me that the market's going up. So yeah, we're still going to go up here. Unless this here, just speaking out loud, that can't be. Well, it wants to go up, and it's not giving me 5 waves here for this. That's the detail. So why is that? I think it's still building. I mean, this is overlapping this here, unless we look at this as one, but that's not quite right there either. It still wants to go higher. That's the thing. Let's have a look. I'll pull this to the side and we'll look at the S&P for a moment. So this is one count that we could have a look at the S&P on as well on the daily chart. Before we had wave 4 sitting over here for that, and we had wave 1 sitting here. I don't particularly like this count. The count that I actually like is this one here for this. So this is the S&P here, but just with a bit more detailed. Let me just. So in this case here, having wave 3 here with wave 4 here, and then looking at this as wave 1 and 2, like on the NASDAQ, then 1 and 2 here, and all of this, the 3rd wave here with a 4th wave here, and now we're going up for the 5th wave. Now, yes, it's possible that this green wave 5 can be sitting on this top here, and we'll take a closer look at this move here, but I'm thinking that this is because of where stock is, that this is just wave 1 and 2 here coming into play, and we'll go 3, 4, 5. So I think we're obviously, well, probably highly probable now that we're going to be sort of pulled up into the 4,000 area through here. So I kind of like this count, but all we really need to do is we just need to continue to track this 5 waves up here, it's highly likely we're going to have a correction across the 4,000 here. So we can monitor that, we can trade to the 4,000, get out, and then just really wait for this ABC pattern here, or we could play parts in part of it or whatever. But generally speaking, you would trade to the closest largest number, get out, wait for the correction to fully mature, and then get the trade set up back into the market again. Okay, so let's just cruise in and take a look at this. So instead of green wave 4, I've got blue wave 4 here, but just in a nutshell, carrying on from yesterday, we're looking for 5 waves up here and then an ABC pattern. So we need to once again understand this, and we're looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I can just move that a bit here now, and wave 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Yes, so we do need to sort of, looking at the NASDAQ now that can push higher, we'll need to be a little bit mindful. If I say that this is going to happen here and it doesn't and it just keeps moving up, well then that's a bit of a loss for all of us in that case. So we'll need to understand the trade setup here, and that's at 3.9, so that makes it a little bit easier to work with. We'll just go to the hourly chart here. I just put take profit in here at the this morning for this because we'd counted 5 waves up for this. If you wanted to stay in the trade, then we need to leave the stop out of the way here, or you may want to take a percentage here, or you just may want to stay in as well for that. But we should see a little dance across here, so we need to go in and understand this a little bit more. But just for a moment, if we are right and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then we'll be looking for an ABC pattern here, and then going up into the 4,000 as wave 3 up into that space. We just need to be a little bit mindful it just doesn't continue to climb, to creep its way up further. If that's the case, then we need to understand where we can get in for this. So I'm just going to the 15-minute chart now, and I'll show you what I've done here. So just carrying on from yesterday, but here we've got a nice clean wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the third wave, fourth wave, and I'd like to put the 5th wave here and probably look at this as an A and a B and a C, but we don't get a very good C wave here for that. Maybe it's a whole triangle right up to this point. That's a possibility. I'll double check on that. Put that over there. A, B, C, D, E, possibly. Then that would rearrange this structure here somewhat. But as far as I've got so far, I've got this as an impulse wave here. It looks okay, and then the A, the B, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave, and then building up here as 1 and 2, and probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the third, fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, A, B, C here. A little bit dodgy here, maybe that could be part of that as well, but looking at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that's where I've got that top there for that. This is a 15-minute chart, so I might just go in and have a look at the tick chart, just to have a closer look at that. Well, it does look like we're from the top here. It does look like we've got an impulse wave down here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hang on a second. That might be an A and a B and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I just need to double check on that. And then an A and a B and a C. But this C wave here is not finished, so that would be 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still need a little move up here for that. And then fade down from that point. So this is kind of important if you wanted to go long here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, right? And back here again. Then we've got the 1 and 2 here, 3, 4, 5. So once we get this new high coming into play here, then if you wait for that, we could go long above that high. So that high would have to come into play, and then you would need to see, let's just clean this up here. So that high would come into place, and this would be either an A and a B and a C wave to here. If it's going to be a bullish market, then it's going to come down and then move up here. So this would become like wave 1 at that point and wave 2 here. So you may even be able to get in over here. So that's how you get to the upside, and that's on the 3,900. But we do have that 5 waves there. I'm just going to check. That's 100 ticks. I'm just going to check on my 5 tick chart here. Sorry for taking up your time here. Just I can see that 5 waves. That's cool. This is just not really fitting, so we could look at that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. Yeah, it could be, you know. Yeah, we just need to be a little bit careful. But let this finish off. I'll just double check this. Let me look on the cash market. That's the cash market here. So it does appear to be 5 waves here in this case. But I have to say this is rather large, you know, for a wave 2, it's just, or even a B wave, it's just getting a little bit large. I mean, the market has moved up here for that. Yeah. Anyway, that top, if it takes that out, then we're not going to get that correction just yet for that. So I'll put this back over here. I mean, we know that the NASDAQ wants to push up, doesn't it? You know, so realistically, this is a setup here to go long on this large number. So I'll leave it at that. What could happen here is that maybe I've counted wrong somewhere and made a mistake. So what you got to be careful of is that if you went long here somewhere, then you'd need to leave the stop under this here, because what could happen is maybe I've missed a wave and then we get one more top in play and then we come down like that, you know. So if you're going to go long here, then definitely need to put the stop under that second low there, because that's where that 5 wave structure is. So we'll just keep it really tight. That's for, I mean, you got to take the trades, don't you? Do you know? It's just like washing the dishes one after the next. An unemotional job. Just have a quick look at the Russell here. It doesn't look like it's got 5 waves up to that point there yet. It looks like it's still got further to go as 1 and 2 here. Let me just check. So this is just the Russell on 100 ticks. We could count this, you could probably count it a couple of ways. You could count it as wave 1 here and 2 here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave. So you could count this as 1 and 2, but also just to let you know that we could also count this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. But we'll just count it as 1 and 2 to here, I think. And then 1, 2, third wave here, which would take us to 3, 4, 5. So that's all of the third wave there. And fourth, and this is 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3. So this has got just one more little high to go here as well before that tops out. So probably the 2, 3 for the Russell, just saying, that's all. So we could get one more high here and then fold back from there. So be very careful about that. In fact, what we could do, just to be a bit more conscious of the fact, let's just do half a trade there. That's only if you want to. Okay, we're going to have a look at stocks now. So the first one is Lending Tree. And you know that I like this one because we've got, well, a correction over here. We've got this correction here. We've got an impulse wave here. So we will be going higher. And as I mentioned before, we'll be looking at the five. Once we get 5 waves up into this area here, we've got one trade on here. We're keeping the stop well out of the way because we've got to face this ABC pattern coming back here. And that's where we're going to build in other trades, but just to get some skin in the game on this one here. And also too, sometimes markets don't pull back, they can just kind of keep folding up, you know, rolling, creeping up. So we just need to be a little bit mindful of that. But yeah, we're close to the top now. We've still got more to go here, of course, but yeah, I'll pull that apart on tick chart, so we've got a very clear thing on it, but we haven't. Once we get the top here, the top will be obvious because it'll be pushed down by these old highs here anyway. So anyway, all looking good there. Tesla, so I looked at Tesla being, there's different ways to count it, of course, as I mentioned before. So I'll just go back over that. We've got wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4. Looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and looking at the market continue to push higher through here. So once we take that top out there, then I'll know that I'm on the right track. Because the other thing that we could do here is, of course, is put this orange wave 4 under here, and then this wave 5 sitting on top here. And then look for a bigger correction as an A wave down here, a B wave back up, and a C wave coming down here further. So we've just had to be a little bit careful. One of the things that I like about it being bullish here is that I can see that we've got 3 waves here. So as an ABC correction, that's telling me that it's bullish. And now that this B wave has been taken out here, that will confirm this being in 3 waves. And we're also starting to look at getting 5 waves here. A little bit dodgy, I know, but we'll just stay with it. So we've got one long position here. We can also look at going long again above this high here. So this is likely just to pull back to the 50–60% retracement level here. I don't know all the little idiosyncrasies of this particular stock. Each stock, all the stocks are the same in a way, like us human beings, but we're all uniquely different, and we've all got our own little personality and fingerprints, footprints, all these sorts of things. Stocks have got the same as well, so you can reoccurring patterns and so on. So yeah, look, it should stay above the 850. It may even be done and dusted now. So being long above that high there would be the safe trade. And the next one is Facebook. So with Facebook here, I've been looking at it as an A and a B and a C wave here, or WXY, and wave 1 here and wave 2 here. Rather sharp pullback, but that's wave 2 for you. So we've got to build a bullish case from that low. That's what we've been doing, and we've just been patient about that. I have to go to the tick chart to drill in on this. So let me just so as you know, from wave 4 here, we counted up for wave 1 here, and then an A and a B and a C with this spike here. It kind of all fits nicely, didn't go too far out of whack. And then from the low here, we've just been building up, so as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, an A and a B and a C for the fourth wave, and yesterday we're looking for wave 1 to the upside. So now we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. Now it does a strong case for having this 5-wave structure up here. This is obviously guiding the NASDAQ as well, but then there's other stocks as well. So we should see a bit of a rally and then a move down through here. So you could also buy in the box as well here. I'm not sure how to color that in at that point. Doesn't matter. I've said it. You can buy in the box, but we'll get in closer to that anyway. But in the meantime, that from that high here to the top of the B wave, you can draw a line through that. That's always a nice way to get in if you can't follow the wave count. Taking the wave B top out here, adding to the position there, that's all doable as well. Yeah, so we'll see how far we drop. But once, what the thing is that it appears that the A wave here, I haven't pulled it apart, is probably finished, and the bounce that we're going to get off the 265, I better shapen that up a little bit. The 265 is part of minor group 2. So minor group 2 is 65, 72 and 80 here. Because it's quite a wide gap between here and this instance, then we can start using the numbers within all of these. There's lots of important numbers within group 2. Group 2 is just a bit of a skeleton of all of this, but what we want to look for here is the B wave. So the B wave will be in 3 waves, a little bit of a rally to the 50-60% retracement level there somewhere, and then we'll see wave C come down. When wave C comes down, wave C should be on a bit more of a lazy angle compared to wave A. Wave A is normally sharp and whatnot, taking out stops and things. And wave C here. And 62 is an important number in terms of the trading levels and geometry, because 62 is 61.8%. So that 62 and 63 here will probably be about where it will come to at that point. So yeah, so this trigger over here can just be a little bit helpful, depending on how high the B wave comes into play, you know, and put the B wave there, and we can go long above the B wave there. Yeah, so the trick would be to see the market bounce up as an A and a B and a C wave here, and then come down in 5 waves. If you can count the 5 waves down, then you can go in and buy on the low, and even in the 5th wave you should be able to count 5 waves and then buy in on that low. I don't buy on the lows. I always wait for a little impulse wave to move to the upside. That's part of my setup. Okay, waffling on there. The next one is square. So we've just expanded the 5th wave here for this. So you may be long at the 230 here. You can move the stop up from that point. It does look like the market can extend a little bit higher, and this would just be this 5 wave sort of drawn pattern here is what we're sort of looking at. So we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and a 3rd wave pushing off. We'll just see if it gives us any, when the other markets are pulling back, we'll just see if it comes back into this area here, and we'll look for another setup. That's the 250, the medium level, halfway between 2 major levels. The medium level is the 250 is playing out here. Let's just give that a little bit more time at that point. And the next, that's all pretty simple. The Apple one here, just, well, we've been looking for, well, a wave 3 top, and looking at wave 4 here as an ABC pattern. And then we're looking for 5 waves up. So as we know with the NASDAQ, we've been counting 5 waves up, and the same with a couple of other stocks. So it's a little bit rough and ready, but 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4. Also, my mouse is going a bit funny. And wave 5 here. So now we're looking at the ABC. That may be the ABC done and dusted there. So we can go long above that high there if you're not already long already. I think I may have talked about being long before, but anyway, the other point here is that this is the 50-60% retracement level. This is where it can come to, so that's where you'll need to keep the stop out of the way. Trading levels here, we've got 130 here, so 30 is the top of a minor group 1 here, so that's, just put that with the double thickness there, and that leaves us with subgroup 1, which will be 1, 2 and 3 here, then 5, and then 8, and then 240 here. and we've got our 50-60% retracement level in here, which is capping the top of this 5-wave structure here. So anyway, that's where you can go along. In fact, you could drop that down. We've got an impulse wave here, so that means that we can just drop that down here further now. Drop that down to there. It's good doing it this way, because just coming down from the highs, because, you know, it could just drop further and then we can use that high to work with, you know, so that's good. But yeah, after this 5-wave structure here, we should see a bit of a correction, but it could just continue to build on itself. So that's what we just need to be mindful of at this point. But anyway, there's our setup for there. And Alphabet, just go back over this. So we've had wave 4 down here, and I counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. And as you know, that's a conservative count. Because I could look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and that's what we'll probably have to do. But I didn't want to go there until this had finished here. Now this is pretty a bit of an ugly count here, but wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 here. Now that's probably wrong, and as I mentioned before, because I can see it here as 1 and 2, so 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. But what I wanted to do was just wait for this 5 waves here to finish. So this is 100 ticks, and we could count the 5 waves up here, which we did yesterday. So wave 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. So what I want to say here is that this top here now has given us the 5th wave here. So because our original count will have wave 5, wave 5 there, wave 5 of 5 there. So that's the conservative count, and it is what it is. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's just a matter of how one works things. So what we can do now is that if this top is taken out, then we have the evidence that the market's going to move further up. Now, you know, it may just drop back into this space here as a corrective move, and then we'll be able to copy that. We'll be able to put that one here, that point, and we'll keep working the wave count. And then if this one is breached coming up through here, well, then we'll adjust the wave count, okay? But I don't need to do it yet. I'll just wait for the market to tell us what to do, okay? Right, and then we've got last one but not least is Amazon. So yeah, as you know, we've been working this one here as a corrective pattern there as wave 4. I think I better finally put this in. I'm a bit of a slacker. I think that's the best fit, having it as a triangle pattern. And then wave 1 and wave 2 here, and then looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here. So we do have a position in at this point, and we're keeping the stop here, because if this is breached down here, then the whole thing fails at that point. So yeah, so make sure you get your position sizing right. Get a position sizing calculator. There's plenty on the web, and stay within your risk parameters. If you're new to trading, then risking 1% of your capital per trade is a good way to start. Risking 2% if you don't have your win-loss ratio sorted out, it'll get you into trouble very quickly. So be careful. And then it depends on the size of your account as well. If you're over 50,000, well, then you can risk 0.5% or something, you know. And you do need about $20,000 to make the trade size worth it. So all the numbers have got to fit together. Yeah. Anyway, we're just waiting here for the next move. Yeah. we'll look at this on an intraday basis a little bit later on, but this could all still be corrective here, because the trick here is that we've got this impulse wave here, then we've got a pullback, and then we've got an impulse wave here, and then we've got a pullback. So that can certainly be an A and a B and a C wave here as part of a corrective pattern. But as long as that low there stays in place, then everything is okay to the upside at this point. So we just need to give it a bit more time. We are seeing, this is daily here, so we are seeing the right things, just looking at the volume here. So you can see these spikes in the volume. So this spike in the volume here has kept this market up here, and then in the last, yeah, that's third day there, so that's okay. That's the support coming from that volume point. And then these two here on lower volume. So we're not seeing sellers take control of the market at this stage. So everything is okay, it's just balanced. But it would be nice to see a push up. If you haven't got a position in, then you see these three bars here. You can go long on top of that one. The middle one is the safe one, but you could go a little bit earlier on top of that one there, the last bar. But that's technically, that one there is what you want, but you could do it on that one. That's if you're not long already. And we'll keep the stop out of the way until we've got 34 or 35 as a tested support. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.